was muted there for a second. We are back with a new YouTube video, and we're going to properly have a look at Antonio Conte has left the building. Antonio Conte is not Tottenham Hotspur FC's manager anymore. Hopefully we can get some guests in here. Whoever wants to join is more than welcome. But let's seriously dive in and try to understand the exact reason why Antonio Conte has left. And I feel like it's very bizarre. I mean, not everyone believed that he was going to go. I think most people did think he was going to leave. But personally, I thought he was going to leave. Nevertheless, a couple of days after, he's gone. Now the big question is, who's going to replace Antonio Conte? There's Pochettino's, there's Nagelsmann's, the Enrique, there was De Zerbi. So now the question is, who is actually going to be the replacement of Antonio Conte? Personally, I think it's going to be Nagelsmann. I think it has to be Nagelsmann. He's the player. He's the manager who looks like can very much benefit from this Tottenham Hotspur team, and can really show have a good connection with Daniel Levy. I think Nagelsmann will play fantastic football. My big question, which I'm going to ask the guests that come on here, is whether or not, when he does come on here, I'll use the mic of maybe this will help. Or does this help? Maybe it does. When he does, So if Nagelsmann does sign for Tottenham Hotspur, let's have a look at Nagelsmann's signing. Nagelsmann's signings for Bayern Munich. We're talking about not stupid players. We're talking about big players. Let's have a look at the time he was on here. All right, let's have a look. Well, we've got Nagelsmann. He has signed. Okay, whatever. We don't need that. We need. Let's see. Oh! Look at this! I can't believe you were able to get him on the channel. The legend of the Tottenham Hotspur. Everyone knows who he is. The Daniel Levy out spokesman. I think that's the way you can say it. I don't really know what more of an intro I can do for this man. Brian Daigle, ladies and gentlemen. Hello.
How are we doing, my good man? How are we doing?
Good. Long time.
Very, very long time. I know I was going to come on your show a few times, but it just hasn't worked. And then when you just sent me the message, there was no way I wasn't going to come on and spend some time with you, buddy. So thank you for the wonderful intro. I wouldn't say I'm the spokesman. Let's just say I'm with the group I'm with, and obviously I have the platform.
Yes, 100%.
There's a lot of people that I work alongside with, or I don't know if work's the right way, plan with, that deserve a hell of a lot of credit. I'm just lucky or unlucky enough to have this platform.
Now, look. At the end of the day, I think many fans, including myself, share the same opinion with you regarding Daniel Levy. But look, I think right now we can talk about Daniel Levy maybe later. I don't know how much you've been speaking for the past week about him, but I think let's focus on Nagelsmann. I mean, what are your thoughts on Nagelsmann? Number one target for Tottenham Hotspur. Yep. I mean, he's very close to joining Tottenham Hotspur. There's slight delays in the whole, appointing him. Obviously Tottenham appointed Cristian Stellini. We'll get onto him later. But what are your thoughts on this whole Nagelsmann situation?
So as I've been saying, with all these managers' names that have been linked, the way I've been calling him he's the crown jewel. He is the one where, if you look at his age, his style of football, his reputation, everything is massive. It's massive. Yeah. It's all well and good bringing these managers in. It's whether, and we've seen it with Mourinho. I could list all the managers, but the elite managers that have things a certain way, they're not listened to. And Nagelsmann apparently had done his research on Levy before. I'm sure there would need to be some reassurances on what would happen. But as I said yesterday, and as I said today, or since he's been sacked, if he is the route you're going down, whether he takes the rest of the season off and comes in the summer, or we have to get this deal done now. That whole sacking and Tommy Tuchel has started a managerial merry-go-round where every club, you look at the Milans could be losing both their managers, Real Madrid with Ancelotti. There's some big clubs that are looking for managers, and right now, if Nagelsmann is the man, get this done right now. Get it done right now. If he starts in the summer, he starts in the summer, but it's done. There's no panic.
Yeah. No, I agree. Look, I think I want Nagelsmann, I think is in the Tottenham Hotspur, area. I think he's a fantastic manager. But it's going to lead me to a point where it's going to lead to a question I want to ask you. So let me just kind of move you into the direction. Why do you think Tottenham Hotspur should sign Nagelsmann? Why specifically Nagelsmann and not, hypothetically speaking, Enrique or De Zerbi from Brighton, or why and Ancelotti? Let's say Ancelotti. Why specifically Nagelsmann do you think is a very, very good fit for Tottenham?
So first of all, I mean, you mentioned some players' names there. The before this came up, my number one choice was Thomas Frank. I think he's brilliant, and I've come to the conclusion where you look at the best managers we've had under him. Martin Jol was a nobody, and obviously weren't even the manager to begin with. Harry Redknapp, you can say, wasn't a big fish. He was well known and got the job done. He wasn't a big fish. Pochettino did well at Southampton, but when we've had these elite managers, they require and demand a certain thing, and we know it hasn't worked out. But Nagelsmann, if you look at it, after the Aston Villa game when we lost 3-1 and Levy did that famous program notes, we're going to look for a manager that goes back to playing football the Tottenham way, blah, 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 blah.
All the nonsense.
We've hired 4 managers that have been the exact opposite. This guy is ruthless. This guy knows how to change systems. We've got to a point now where under Mourinho, Nuno, definitely Conte, and partially the end of Mourinho, Poch, where teams knew how we were going to play. Every week, this is what they're going to do, this is how they're going to play, this formation, this system, blah, blah, blah. Nagelsmann will change. Nagelsmann will flex. Nagelsmann will bring fresh ideas from a younger perspective. He just ticks all the boxes of what we've apparently been searching for. And you know what? The one thing he does is, if he does come in, the belief with the fans, it will do something for the fans. It won't wash away everything that's going on right now, but it's a big statement. I think we've got to go for him. And Martin Jol has come out on TalkSport today or this evening and just given a ringing endorsement for him, like huge, saying the potential of this man. So he's got to act quick and fast, hasn't he?
Do you think it's also, I mean, due to like the playing style as well that he brings with him? I mean, it's not just necessarily, the tactics, also tactics, but and the experience, you can say, in a big team, Bayern Munich. It's not just that he brings as well as his tactics to play attacking football, and I think that's important as a Tottenham Hotspur fan, especially when you want to attract new players, when you want to attract new players, and you don't necessarily have the manager to do so. You do have the playing style. That's why with Pochettino, we had a great playing style. And lots of players love to play under Pochettino. But my question here is that, we look at Bayern Munich, and the way they can allow themselves, number one, let's not disrespect Bundesliga, but I'm gonna say it's not the best leagues, is it? It's not the best of league. And when they face, I don't know, some weird ass team from the German league, it's nothing compared to when you face, let's say, Newcastle, Brighton. Do you think that Nagelsmann coming to Tottenham Hotspur will be able, let's say in the first season, to play attacking football? Just remember, he's got in defence, and he's got in defence Romero, he's got Dyer, he's got Davis, he's got Lenglet. You're talking about, except for Romero, you're talking about average, even below average players. What do you think he'll be able to play this attacking?
So what I will say with this, I mean, I was listening to someone or reading something over the last 24 hours with this. In one season, I think it was Leipzig, his team had the biggest amount of crosses in Europe. in all of the 6 leagues, his team put in the most crosses, and they were the most down the wings. And then when he went to Bayern, he was like, I don't want to play down the wings anymore. I want to play through the middle. And he will change things. But when you look at Spurs right now, Josh, you would say, and it's been this way for a little while, our attacking lineup, whoever you put out there, Kulusevski, Richarlison, Kane, Son, Mora, Danjou, you would say that attacking lineup has enough in it to worry any team on their day.
100%.
Let's look at it. That is our strength at the moment, and our defence is clearly our weakness. Yeah. And I'm one of those guys that you should play to your strengths, not protect. We played in such a way, we play so defensive to protect the weakness. We're too scared to use our strengths.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Nagelsmann, with the strikers there that are clearly the strength, will say, okay, this is our strength. Until we sort out the back, why not let the other team worry about our strengths rather than covering up our weaknesses? So that front line, even if you took Kane out and you said Son, Kulusevski, Richarlison, that should have been enough to beat Sheffield United. Or more. You look at that, those Danjuma, Son, Kane, Richarlison, Kulusevski, that 5. If you're playing a 3 up top, any combination there should be able to do a job against anyone, technically.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so it's finding that right combination. And I think Nagelsmann will also come in with this, you play for me now. Listen, you got to remember, he's so young. He's talking to players, some of them that are older than him, saying, listen, this is what you're going to do. This is how you... And you've got to have a lot about you to go in at such a young age and speak and have the respect. So I think Nagelsmann has got the attacking lineup to play attacking football.
Yeah.
It's whether he trusts or we can get the reinforcements at the back to make him do it more. But it will be a change to have him in, won't it, Josh? It will be refreshing to see front foot football.
I think us as fans, we've been missing this attacking football for so long. I mean, you know, when we're watching, you know, like Sheffield United, and we're saying to ourselves, like you just said, okay, put Mora on. I don't care, put Mora on, Son and Kulusevski. We should be comfortably beating Sheffield. Comfortably. We're talking about a team where, at the beginning of the transfer window, I don't know about you, but I said that we won the transfer window 100%. I said Richarlison from Everton, fantastic deal. I don't care about the money. I didn't really know, whatever. Money doesn't. I think player, fantastic signing. And then we got a very decent central midfielder, Bissouma, which I thought would have a much more impact than he has at Tottenham right now. And I thought just them two alone, let alone the other 5 or 4, would be a fantastic addition to the Tottenham Hotspur team. Not just as competing for the lineup, but for squad depth that we've been needing for the past year. Now, talking more towards this whole new Tottenham, if you can say, this new project that Nagelsmann wants. Nagelsmann says that he wants a project. He doesn't want just to go to any team and you know just be the manager there. He wants to see a project. Do you think now that, you know, Antonio Conte is gone, Jose Mourinho is gone, we can add Nuno into this whole conversation. Nuno is gone. None of them were able to agree on a project with Daniel Levy, because it all got to a part in this whole situation where Daniel Levy was like, no, this is not where I want to take the project to. I want to take the project to this point. Or Conte was like, no, I want to take the project to this point. I want more defenders, or I want less defenders. How can Nagelsmann in a way persuade Daniel Levy and, you know, work in a way that Daniel Levy and Nagelsmann both agree on ways, especially when, you know, you look in the transfer window and the amount of signings Bayern Munich have made compared to what Tottenham have made is just immense. I mean, you know, we're talking about player by player. Bayern Munich are by 100% more better than Tottenham Hotspur in the transfer. They've also got the name as a way to persuade the players to come to the club. So I think, how do you think Nagelsmann will be able to agree with Daniel Levy as a future in the future? How do you think this going to work out?
So what we've got to remember first of all is, let's just say Nagelsmann's walking through the door right now. Let's just say it's done. He's walking in at the beginning of the season. There's 8 players coming back from loan that are there. Udogi's coming back as well, which is going to be fantastic. But there has been so many times where these players keep getting new contracts, or they Daniel Levy said, listen, when Daniel Levy tries to sell one of our big stars, like the top star, getting the top dollar for them, there is no one better. There is no one better. Even I will say that. There is no one better, and he will take every single penny he can get to get the star out. What we do with the money afterwards is obviously, but where he has failed miserably is obviously the valuations of these players that need to go out the door. I need to get most of my money back or whatever. You look at Arsenal, and I use Arsenal a lot. When Arteta said, listen, Aubameyang and Ozil are big problems. I don't need them. Get them out. These are players that are on 350 grand a week and big stars for them. But what happened? Under 23s, out, ripped the contract up. Yes, they took the hit. We've got to that place now where either contracts need to be ripped up, or if the money comes in, let's just say Harry Winks, and I'm just picking him not as a scapegoat, and a bid comes in for 7.5 million. Just a random number I'm picking out. If Nagelsmann says, take that money, get him out, and allow me to do what I need to do with, and add that to the funds, we're onto something. But what he's got to do is, you look at these players. You look at Richarlison. Now, Richarlison, we thought great deal at the time, striker, back up to Kane. Then we obviously found out later in the season the reason we went for him was because Everton may need the money, and it was an opportunity. I don't know if you've seen today, Jamie Redknapp did an interview with Sky Sports. Now, I normally can't stand Jamie Redknapp.
I don't like him either.
But today, he's been spot on. And what he said is, Spurs, rather than going to get the star, they try and find the star of the star. So you look at Arsenal and other teams where they're getting linked with players like Declan Rice, they'll go and get the deal done, where we'll try and find the next Declan Rice. This is where the issue is. We try to find the star that could, or the potential star that could be the next star. We need to look at this, and you've got to look at this as well. Paratici. Does Paratici stay? Does Paratici go? If he does stay and he doesn't have his ban, is he on the same wavelength as Nagelsmann? We hear from Dan Juma the deal. Conte and Paratici didn't even talk. It's like, here you go, there's a player. We didn't need that player. We needed defenders. There needs to be a wholesale change. And if Nagelsmann comes in, I would have it written in every single language in the blooming world, and have a lawyer from every language in the world to make sure that the clauses in that contract, when it comes to money, transfers, everything, is in Nagelsmann's favour. Because we've seen it time and time again, haven't we, Josh?
100%. I think, what's important to remember is that when I want to touch back on what you said, literally just the star of the star. And, I was just trying to find, I'm looking back at Pochettino era, and it's crazy that you're saying the star of the star, because it's so true. When let's put the most obvious example out there is that Tottenham Hotspur need a midfielder. Tottenham Hotspur need a midfielder. Yeah, we're talking about, what was it, back in 2020? I think it was. Need a midfielder. Yeah, create a midfielder. Let's go get Fernandes. Why not? Fernandes. Boom. What a fantastic player is. Oh no, wait, we need to get the star of Bruno Fernandes, which is actually Gedson Fernandes. I mean, and that's very, very clever what you said, star of the star. Doesn't this now, if we do bring back Nagelsmann, I feel like, if we do bring back Pochettino, let's switch to Pochettino for a second. If we do bring back Pochettino, hypothetically speaking, in my opinion, and I think many people would disagree with me, is that I think Pochettino has to do what he did all over again. I think that's the only way. I don't think, and this is one of the main reasons why Real Madrid aren't getting Pochettino straight away, is because he's not that type of manager that can win a trophy instantly. I feel like if he comes to Tottenham Hotspur, obviously Kane's going to stay. Whatever, it is what it is. But I think if Pochettino comes to Tottenham, he's going to have to rip up the whole club. I'm talking about from goalkeeper all the way to attack, including Son, including Harry Kane, believe it or not, I think that, including Lloris, Dyer, Lenglet, everyone who he's essentially brought up, he needs to now just get rid of him and start again. Because I think with Nagelsmann, we said this with Antonio Conte, this is the last chance with Antonio Conte. I think that was the last chance for all these players, including, it's really harsh to say Skip, but I think Skip's been given so many times, so many playing opportunities to show himself. And I think with Nagelsmann, it's either a hit or miss, and Nagelsmann needs to get the players out if it's not part of the plan. Let's move for a second to Pochettino. What are your thoughts on this whole Pochettino? This whole Pochettino.
So before I will talk about Poch, and this is during Poch's time anyway. What I will talk about as well, just before we do that, is you mentioned the Fernandes deal, Gedson. What you got to remember, and another thing that Tottenham do, is when Christian Eriksen was leaving for Inter, we were heavily linked with Bruno Fernandes, weren't we? We were heavily linked. That was going to be the replacement. But what Daniel Levy did is he wouldn't go in for him until we got the money and the deal for Inter to go. So it was like, let's get rid of a star before we bring in a star. Now, any other big club will say, do you know what? Eriksen's going, 20 million's coming in whatever way. We know he's leaving. Let's wrap up Fernandes so he's in, and then let the star go. Not let the star go, then bring his replacement. So this is another thing that's got to change. Now, when it comes to Pochettino, I absolutely love that man. He gave me, apart from Paul Gascoigne, who, as you know, and I will always say, is for me the greatest player I've ever seen and will be my favourite player till my very last days on this world.
Yeah.
Pochettino gave me the greatest memories and times as a Tottenham fan. I've never seen the club so united, even though I was still Levy out. The fans, the players, the manager, the crowd, the atmosphere, everything was incredible. And I believe he does have unfinished business. And I would love to see him come back and have his second chapter, but not in a million years under Daniel Levy. If we were taken over tomorrow, let's just say person X has just bought Spurs and they're bringing Pochettino back, with open arms, I will be the most happiest man ever, because someone who has brought joy to me is finally going to get back to do what he wanted to do and get rid of what he needed to. But I feel if he comes back under Daniel Levy, the fairy tale that could have a fairy tale ending could turn out to be a horror show.
Yeah, but I mean, would it be a horror show if Pochettino does come back? Yeah, he does come back. He won't. It's hard for me to explain what I'm trying to say, because right now I feel like Pochettino, he brought up the players. Once again, I'm going to say that I use the same word. Brought up the players. We're talking about Wanyama. He signed, but he's still developing. Harry Kane, a Dembele. We can add Dembele into this. Alderweireld, Vertonghen. You know, these are players that together they all came up with Pochettino, and I'm not too sure how Pochettino would do if he doesn't know Højbjerg. He doesn't know Højbjerg. He doesn't know that Højbjerg can defend as much as he can attack. I don't know. Maybe not. He doesn't know that Kulusevski can't use his right foot for his life. He doesn't know that. But on his left foot, he's like a Messi. You know, it's stuff that for these little things here that I think Pochettino might miss out on, and that's the reason why I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to have Pochettino back 100%. If it was up to me, I would probably have Nagelsmann and then Pochettino literally here.
Okay.
But it's gonna take a lot, and I'm prepared, unfortunately, to wait if we do bring back Pochettino to win a trophy. I mean, it's been so long. I mean, like, you've watched Tottenham win a trophy. I've never watched Tottenham win a trophy.
Yep.
I'm so much younger than you, and how unfair is that as a Tottenham fan? How unfair is that? We live our life and we don't win trophies. We pay. Yeah.
It's unacceptable, and this is why I get so irate and do what I do. I mean, the thing you just mentioned with Poch right now, what you got to remember, if Poch comes back now, Harry Kane can't press. He's aged.
Exactly.
Eric Dyer, I mean, the defence is what he left. And Dyer and other people threw him under the bus. People like Davies, Dyer and Sanchez were subs for him. They've been starters for us. I just think with Poch coming back right now, you think how many players we'd have to get rid of and how many we'd have to bring in. It's just not feasible under these owners. And like I said, he has brought so much joy to my life, and I would hate it if he came back under Levy and it went sour, and everything that he achieved first time is just damaged.
Yeah. The way I see it, and I kind of agree with you, is if Poch does come back, Levy has to go. And the question is, which I'm going to ask you, is would you have Poch back with Levy still in charge, or would you rather have, I'm going to say, Enrique?
I would rather have Thomas Frank with Levy than I literally. There is not. You could say every manager in the world, and I'd rather them than Poch under Levy. Poch under. If you said new owners coming tomorrow, who do you want as manager? Bang, Pochettino. If Pochettino was the one, I would be absolutely jumping for joy. He would be on my list for sure. But under these owners, hell no.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we're talking about a manager who's really brought up Tottenham Hotspur, and since I'm a Tottenham fan, 16, 17 years of my life, that is basically my favourite memory comes from this man himself. Pochettino, Ajax semi-final. It's something that fans dream of. But I want to slightly move on to some targets. Tottenham targets this season. Now, the questions are going to come later, but what I first want to cover is, can Stellini and Ryan Mason, I'm not saying Stellini because I don't believe it's him. I think it's Stellini and Ryan Mason. They've just used them. They just had to categorize them. I think Stellini and Ryan Mason, can they get top 4 for Tottenham Hotspur? Remember, Newcastle is still in the race. Fulham, believe it or not, are in the race for the top 4, guaranteed they're in the race. And we are only how many 4 or 5 points short of Man United. So can Tottenham Hotspur get top 4?
I said before Conte did his outburst at Southampton, and I ain't changing. Nope. Right. Let's look at it. We go to Everton next Monday. Under Sean Dyche at home, they're a different animal. Those fans will be up for it more than you can ever believe. Obviously, they'll be protesting and making noise again, and our players will bottle it. Then it's Brighton, who, if they're on song, I just can't see us getting anything. Then we have Newcastle, United, and Liverpool in 1 week.
Crazy.
And I just can't see it. And I've said it before. Do you know what? I don't care. I don't care if we get top 4. What happens if we get top 4? We say we get more money, we can attract better players.
Yeah.
We don't. We get more money.
It's been passed like that for the past 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years.
Exactly. I couldn't care.
It's pathetic. One thing that sticks out to me throughout last season, specifically last season, and once again, I did say Tottenham Hotspur won the transfer window. I'm going to keep on saying that because I did think that. I believe that. And I'm not afraid to admit what I said. But what I'm going to say is that, Arsenal have they were fighting for top four. Last day they got out of top four. Okay. And then they went on to sign Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, who else?
Vieira.
Vieira. I mean, these players are arguably, well, sorry, not arguably, they made more of an impact than all 7 Tottenham Hotspur signings this season. And that is guaranteed. I mean, you're looking at Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus, who have won multiple Premier Leagues. Their middle name is winners. Their last name is champions. I mean, how can Tottenham, make this mistake and sign? I mean, let's start with sign Bissouma ahead of Gabriel Jesus. Sign Zinchenko. Sign Perisic. Old Perisic ahead of Zinchenko. These questions come up to me, day after day, month after month, after seeing Arsenal just keep on winning. And you know what scares me even more? And I'm going to say this. If we don't get top 4 this season, we could say goodbye to Champions League football for the next 5, 6, 7 years of football. Even make it a decade. Because I can't see Man City not dropping. They're not dropping their form. Absolutely not. Arsenal, no way in hell they're dropping. Chelsea, they're going to be up for it. Liverpool are going to be up for it. Newcastle are going to be getting into top 4 season after season after season. We're going to have the likes of, who else have I lost? Have I said United? United are in there.
Are they going to be bought out?
Are they going to be bought out? Exactly. We could add Brighton into this mix. I mean, 7 teams fighting for top 4. Do you honestly think that Tottenham will get top 4 in the next 2 seasons?
Next 2 seasons, well, it all depends what happens.
Next season, can Tottenham actually get top 4?
If Nagelsmann comes in and is fully back with what he wants when he wants it, they've got a chance. But you look at this, Josh. What happened with Arsenal? First of all, they signed, like you said, winners in the Europa League, because remember the Champions League is only where they want to go. But they bought players that needed to go in their system. They're like, Arteta said I needed a player that could do this, a player that could do that. I've worked with them at City. Get them done. We just, we'll have this one and this one and that one and that one. Bissouma will turn out to be a great midfielder under a different manager. Why? We brought him in at a good price, but he doesn't play Conte's system. Yeah. He's incredible in the Brighton system. We keep buying players because they're at a decent price, rather than, right, this player fits in this system, bang, here we go. That's the difference. Look at Newcastle, their defence. All right, they've started leaking a few goals now. Trippier, Botman, and the others they brought in. For a while, they had the best defence in the league. Didn't cost a lot of money. We needed centre-backs, but no. It's...
But how will we attract these players, though? How can we attract these players? I mean, with no disrespect to Nagelsmann at all, if we do appoint Nagelsmann as head coach, I don't really see, I mean, except for, attacking style play, I don't really see much attraction from the manager. Although he's managed Bayern Munich, I don't see how we attract these top players. The only way I see us attract these top players is if, well, number one, Harry Kane, without a doubt, has to stay if we want to attract these players at the end of the day. We're talking about top 4, guaranteed, has to happen. We can't be messing around. For the past 5 seasons, how have we not, up? How are we not going up? Why are we keep on going down, or on a bumpy road? How are we able to finish above Arsenal for the past 5, 6, 7 seasons, and they are closer to winning a Premier League than Tottenham? How?
Well, I think what you got to look at, Josh, is the players will come if the money is there. They live in London, new stadium, new manager could be going. You pay them the money, they'll come. Yes, if they get offered Champions League football, they might say, I want to go there as Champions League football. But Tottenham Hotspur are a big name worldwide, regardless of what's going on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And if you start assembling a team, then players will want to come and play for Nagelsmann. When you see a young coach that has brought through talent, has won leagues, plays attractive football, and you've got to remember, if Nagelsmann, let's just say Bastoni, I'm just going to say his first name came to my head, and we put in an offer and it was accepted, but Bastoni still didn't want to really leave Italy. But he comes over and has a look at the training ground, has a look at the stadium, and then Nagelsmann says, right, this is what I'm offering you. This is what I want to do with you. It may be a hard year to get back into Champions League football, but look what is here.
Nevertheless, we'll be back.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just the case of, I mean, with Bastoni, we didn't even put a bid in for him. He said he didn't want to come. Fair play.
Exactly.
And I respect that. If you put a bid in and let Antonio Conte speak to him, the man that won him a Scudetto, the man he loves, the man that can then show him the training ground and go, who knows if he would have come? He may not have, and fair play. But I'd rather we put in a bid, it was accepted, our manager tried and failed, rather than just go, oh, he doesn't want to come, so we're not going to bother.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, I've been saying this time and time and time. In this transfer window, in January transfer window, what blows my mind is how, Tottenham, many on all social media, I'm sure you've seen it, is this Hakimi rumour, whatever, this Hakimi rumour to Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
Obviously fake, whatever, fake. But my point is, it's fake. Yeah, sure, it's fake. Just like, Mbappe could be fake, I'm saying. But, you as Tottenham Hotspur, yeah, you shouldn't be afraid to go and attempt to sign Skriniar. Make an attempt. If you go and try and make an attempt, they don't understand how it lifts the Tottenham Hotspur mood, yeah? Saying, okay, damn, our team is actually trying to sign. Maybe they didn't try 100%, but they put out a bid. They said, here come, we're willing to take you in. If they don't even do that anymore. I mean, we're talking about, let's say Fabio Paratici, yeah? He's in this whole mess now with Juventus. Is he going to get out? Is he not going to get out? It's up to him. But it isn't up to him. It's about up to this whole court case. But I mean, I was very excited to have Paratici on board as Tottenham Hotspur. I think he's a fantastic what's the word?
Director of football.
Yeah, directional football. Sorry. And I thought it could make us fantastic signings, including Kulusevski, which kind of was him, and also Romero, which kind of was him. I mean, and now looking at it, how much has he really impacted on Tottenham? And Bentancur, was it? I think it was, Bentancur as well. 3 signings out of the past 8, 9, 10, and yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure how we can attract these players, unless one of the reasons what you said was because our name is, as much as we hate to say it, it's big. Tottenham Hotspur is a big club. That's the only way we can actually really attract these players. Now, look, I'm going to finish off with this one question to you, and that is simply saying, going into next season, Nagelsmann is our manager.
Yeah.
No. Let's finish off the season. What I'm talking about. Let's finish off the season. Yeah. Okay, Nagelsmann is going to be our manager, hypothetically speaking. Yeah. For next season, can Nagelsmann reach top 4, and what will it take for Nagelsmann to do so?
Can he reach it? Probably. Listen, he's a great manager, and let's face it, on our day, we know what we can do. What does he need? He needs to go in and have full authority on the playing side.
Yeah.
And I mean full, where it comes to
including transfers as well.
Out.
Would you say also transfers?
Transfers in, transfers out, agreeing the fees, like to be involved. He needs to have the players he wants and get them in soon. None of this, let's try and lowball them and then carry on.
Yeah.
He needs those players in as soon as possible to set his ethos, his philosophy, his standards. And anything to do with football needs to come from him and him only. Not a single thing from the hierarchy. Because if not, we'll just be doing the same thing this time next year, Josh.
100%. And we'll be sitting here saying, how Daniel Levy's been he's essentially now again sacked another manager. Now
Yep.
Tottenham Hotspur have again lost, a top manager, and believe it or not, I think if this Tottenham Hotspur job does not work out for Nagelsmann, I think he can go straight down to Real Madrid, sign there, easy.
Of course.
You need all of this. But Brian, where can everyone find you? And once again, thanks for coming on. I'm gassed to have you on. Where can everyone find you?
They can find me at Tottenham on Tour, which is my channel with Brian Ireland, Danny Kiriakou, Ben Kaufman, Ryan Isaacs, and Amir. Obviously, they can find me on a lot of places. I'm a very regular guest on We Are Tottenham TV. I go on quite a few channels, but the main one is obviously Tottenham on Tour.
Big up. Well, Brian, thank you so much once again. And hopefully, we can do some more live streams together. And I'm very, very excited to have you on the Spurs live for the first time debut.
Well, now I'm in England till September. We've only got a 2-hour time difference where you are, as opposed to 7 in Toronto. So we'll be able to do a lot more together, mate. Trust me.
100%. Brian, thanks so much.
No worries. And as always, Levy out.
Yes, sir. Brilliant. Love to have Brian on. He's one of the guys who I'm sorry, Brian, but I've been nagging him like constantly. Like when I say nagging him, you should look at the Instagram. I've been completely nagging him. Dylan, sorry mate, if you do want to jump on, you can jump on now. Sorry, I just had to. I was on conversation. I couldn't really see. I'm on the waiting list. But if you want to join, I just saw now your message on Instagram. You're more than welcome to join and have your thoughts on Tottenham Hotspur. But look, once again, Brian, sorry for nagging you on Instagram, but I had to get your thoughts here regarding the Tottenham Hotspur situation right now. Including Daniel Levy, including Pochettino, Enrique. Okay, so look, we're going to talk about Conte's final message to Tottenham Hotspur fans, as he says, "Football is passion. I thank everyone at Tottenham Hotspur who appreciated and shared my passion. Special thoughts to the fans who always show me support and appreciation. Unforgettable to hear them sing my name. I wish you all the best for the future." Brilliant. Well, look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, I mean, it's a debut for Dylan. Let's hear what Dylan's got to say, and hopefully he can bring in some new insights to Tottenham Hotspur. As Brian Daigle with his genius Tottenham Hotspur news came in here and gave us his say. Now we've got Dylan to hear what he's got to say, regarding this whole Antonio Conte sacking, Pochettino potential, Nagelsmann potential. Yo, Dylan, what's up? How are you doing?
Hello, mate. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
What sort of accent is that?
Yeah, Essex.
Essex. Yeah, you from Essex?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, welcome to Spurs Live. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Sorry?
How are you doing? How are you? You good after this whole Antonio Conte sacking?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them situations. It's just, we all knew it was going to happen. It's just when. And it's about time he's gone so we can move on.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think, one of the things that was important to me as, a Tottenham Hotspur fans is that you can't have someone in your team that doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there. I think you could agree with me. We all saw he does not want to be at Tottenham Hotspur. He's not. His heart wasn't there. Do you think this is a correct sacking / mutual agreement between the club to resign, for Antonio Conte to resign? Do you think it was clever?
Yeah, well, again, like you said, it's just if he doesn't want to be there, what's the point? It's like he's a great manager. I'm sure if we fully backed him in the right positions we need to back him, he'd win something. I'm sure he would. But we didn't. We're not going to back him. And he's one of the managers, if you don't back, that he's going to complain. And when you complain, what's the point? So might as well just get rid of him. Yeah,
no, true. If we don't back him, there's no point. I mean, the same thing with Jose Mourinho. We didn't back Jose Mourinho. We didn't back Pochettino. Who is your number one candidate for the next Tottenham Hotspur manager?
It's got to be Nagelsmann.
Yeah, 100%. Why? Why Nagelsmann?
Well, he obviously he looks like a really exciting manager. Just seeing what he's done at Hoffenheim, what he's done at Leipzig, he can progress a club. But the main thing for me is we've signed 2 really good young wing backs, Porro and Udogie. He plays a back 3 and gets the best out of wing backs in an attacking situation, as well as. He plays, it's like a quarterback role that a kind of a DM that would receive the ball and push
And
on
drive,
Bissouma, a Bissouma role. It perfectly fits Bissouma's skill set that he would have in his system. He had Konrad Lemar at Leipzig. It's like defensively, he could win the ball. He was strong. It was hard to push him off the ball. And his passing wasn't the best, but he could progress the ball by beating his man. And that's exactly what Bissouma can do.
Exactly. But, I mean, look, Bissouma has not gotten barely any game time. And when he has, he's been really meh for what everyone else was expecting him to do. Nagelsmann coming to this team, we are hoping he's going to get back. We are begging for Daniel Levy to flipping back a manager for once. What does it take for Nagelsmann to, how can Nagelsmann, take this club or take this team and just help them win a trophy? What does Nagelsmann have to do? Does he have to play attacking football and, like Brian said, just use its strength to, bash down the opposition's weakness, or should Nagelsmann, play defensively just to secure the team and then go out? How does Nagelsmann approach this if he does sign for Tottenham Hotspur? What's the future plan for Nagelsmann if he does sign for Tottenham?
Well, it's what he does is it's structured build up, but it's with numbers. It's like using the three in midfield, and that's exactly you get the best out of Bissouma. That's what really excites me in a midfield three, where it's like he's not the only one. He's not just running around in circles like what he's been doing for Conte. He's in a structured system, and when he gets the ball, he can beat his man and find a pass. There's him. Benteke can progress the ball. It's stuff like that. It's structured. Players you can find a pass, and if bring us an attacking midfielder, I'm sure we can. Yeah, we can do something then.
But if say we do sign Bissouma, do you think Bissouma, who will Bissouma kick out though? Well, I personally think he would essentially kick out Bentancur in a way, because Bentancur is a fantastic player, like everyone knows and loves. But I think from what you're saying, the player who drives the ball forward, isn't that like what Bentancur does? If not, then how will he just take out Højbjerg? Who does Bissouma take out essentially?
You can't take out Bentancur. It's a midfield three, so you've got the space. I guess I'll draw out.
Oh, you're saying if we play 5-3-2?
3-5, yeah, 3-5-2, 5-3-2, yeah. That's
okay. I thought you were saying if you play 3-4-3. All right, I get it now.
Bissouma, he plays really well with two supporting midfielders, and Bentancur is exactly what he would need next to him. It's just Bissouma a bit deeper with support, Bentancur to the right. And Højbjerg, it's not his natural role. To be fair, I don't even know what his natural role is at this point, because
he's everything at this point.
Yeah, but whether it's him, whether it's another attacking midfielder, Nagelsmann's got a decent system.
Yeah, I mean, look, we saw the difference when he was playing at what was his previous club before Bayern? Leipzig, sorry. When he was playing Leipzig, and he did go through the wing backs, he went through the wing backs, and now with Bayern Munich, he's going more central. I mean, from what I saw, you could maybe disagree with me, but from what I saw, is especially against the bigger teams like Barcelona, Bayern Munich now have a huge team. They're absolutely insane, and that comes from, the hierarchy, that comes from the board. You can give credit to Nagelsmann as much as you want, but the board deserves credit. How can Nagelsmann actually get the transfers he needs and requires to produce his team that he wants, to make the team that he wants? Or, how else will he be able to do it?
Yeah, well, no, that's the exact thing. Yeah. I doubt he's going to get backed. The only hope I have is, I know apparently Levy offered Conte James Maddison, and Conte said no. So whether it's him, whether it's another attacking player, again, I don't know if that's true. But if Levy was willing to spend him money on the correct positions, then that's the only way we can get the best out of his system.
Yeah,
and whoever the manager is, you need to back the manager in the correct positions, not just the player who's Richarlison 60 million. Well, we can try and get him on a deal. Let's just get him in. Like, I like him and all that, but we didn't need him. Do you think it was necessary?
Yeah. Do you think it was necessary to deal with Richarlison? I think Jesus would be a much better deal. even though Richarlison did score 2 goals, I think as soon as Jesus joined Arsenal, I was like, bloody hell, this is a good signing for Arsenal. This is perfect, exactly what they need. A striker who can play on the wing, can go out to the wing, can go out to the left. With Richarlison, not his fault, but he hasn't been getting in also any game time. For the past, not his fault because he's been injured. He's an injury prone right now. How is he injured each second for Tottenham Hotspur? I mean, and then us as fans, we do at the end of the day complain that he's not playing up to his standards because he's been injured. So now let's move on to Cristian Stellini and Ryan Mason, Daniel Levy. How does this club? I'm going to ask the same question I asked Brian. How does this club move forward now to the end of the season? We've got 8 games left, something like that. 8, 8 games. How many? 8, 9, 10, something
10,
like that.
I think.
10
I wish
games?
it was that 1, but unfortunately it's
10
games.
100% with you. But if it was 1, done, finished. Transfer window gone. But how does the I'm gonna say the managers help the team progress? How do they?
Well, listen. If it's obviously it's Stellini and Mason. With Stellini, now I saw something. I don't know how credible this is, but apparently he's managed 78 matches in his career, throughout wherever he was. Stellini.
Really?
And he's in like 50 of them. He actually played a back 4. So maybe the system would be different to Conte's, but I'd say there's a higher probability that he just continues the same system.
Yeah.
It's just whether they can motivate the players, because that's seriously what the players just didn't want to play.
Do you think the way I see it is I see Cristian Stellini. I see Cristian Stellini still having the Antonio Conte DNA. I don't think there's going to be much change. Or I'm going to think most fans are going to be like, yeah, back on a 100% win record or whatever that is with Stellini. Is it 100% record? Well, we lost to Sheffield.
Yeah, apart from Sheffield United. Yeah.
Apart from Sheffield United, which that was a chore. So we could say 99% win record, whatever. But can Cristian Stellini and Ryan Mason take out that Conte DNA and try something new? Do you think they'll try something new? Because I don't think they'll try anything new. I think they're going to play the same Conte style, just different, training sessions. What do you think?
Yeah, that's it. Well, I reckon it will be that. Listen, like I said, Stellini, he's played a different system, but I don't think he's going to play a different system because he knows these players. He knows what they do in the system. Obviously, we're very shit, but
yeah,
I think he's going to keep the same system. And everyone I've spoke to doesn't really expect much. When I spoke to after the sacking, it's just like, right, just kind of get through the season, then we move on.
100%. I mean, we did a live on Instagram shortly afterwards, and I was like, yeah, fine, all right, bye Conte. It is what it is. I saw your TikToks, by the way, on TikTok, and there's not much expression in it. I mean, Conte's gone. It is what it is. I mean, none of the fans are much. We're not upset. Obviously, we would have liked it to work out.
Yeah.
Not liked it, loved it if it were to work out. Dream. We could dream for it to work out, but it just doesn't. And at the end of the day, the common denominator at the end of the day is the hierarchy, is the board, is not going to name names, but Daniel Levy. Yes, it is Daniel Levy. How can he keep on sacking all these managers and we're not winning any trophies? Dylan, last question: where do you think Tottenham Hotspur will finish this season? Can they reach the top 4?
No chance. Listen, I wish I could believe in us, but there's no chance we get top 4.
I want to explain why.
Games: Newcastle, United, Liverpool. I heard Brian speaking about it. It's exactly the same thing. It's the running. Brighton, we're not going to win that game. Newcastle, we're not going to win that game. United, Liverpool, we're not winning those games. And Brighton have games in hand. They're in the battle for the top 4. Newcastle, Liverpool, literally a win away from us. So, listen.
So Tottenham aren't getting top 4.
I've accepted that we're getting Conference League next year, and I'm excited for the European tour.
So what place are we finishing? Spurs are finishing.
Realistically, probably 5th or 6th, but I'm expecting the worst now and saying 7th.
Oh, expecting the worst 7th. Jesus, all right. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with a solid I think we're gonna go out sixth. I really don't think it's our year. I think we've done it. It is what it is. Dylan, what have you got in store for us as fans who enjoy your TikToks? What's got in store for you for the next week? Any content coming out?
Just raging at everything Tottenham does wrong.
Where can people find you?
On TikTok at Massive Dylan and the Tottenham Addicts.
Fantastic. Well, Dylan, great to have you on.
Thank you, mate.
Hopefully many more to come. Hopefully you can come and join our live stream very much more. Where's that English coming from? Bloody hell. All right, Dylan, thanks so much for watching. Bloody hell, sorry, man. Thanks for joining me. I very much appreciate you coming on. I mean, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 18.
18. We're getting these teenagers. I mean, I'm 17. We're getting these teenagers in, getting our views in, whilst we don't have to listen to these old Donnies talking about how their 30 or 30 years of life. Not seeing Tottenham Hotspur. At the end of the day, I mean, I personally have not seen Tottenham Hotspur lift the trophy. And I think it's about time for us to see it.
Yeah, no, I reckon. Yeah, it's about time.
It's about time. No, I mean, we've waited long enough. Patiently,
yeah, we're
maybe
not asking for much. Just one trophy.
Yeah, just one trophy.
It's only been 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, wait. There's some stat that we haven't won a trophy in what is it like? Well, 365 times. What are we? 15 years?
15,
we haven't won a
15.
trophy. 365.
365
times.
That's
did you just do the maths?
That is like 6,100 days or something.
Yes, 5,475 days of us not winning a trophy. Brilliant, Tottenham Hotspur. 5,745 days. Fantastic. Well, Dylan, thanks so much for joining. Very much appreciate it. Any last words?
Leave you out.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Thanks so much, Dylan.
Thank you, mate.
Brilliant. Dylan, hopefully many more to come. He'll join us many more, hopefully. But, fantastic guy to have on. Now, final words to say regarding the Tottenham Hotspur. Who we got in it? Cool Jacks, we will see a trophy 1 year. Sometime. I mean, the amount of live streams I've done of us just, not just complaining all the time. It's mental. Latest news regarding Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur's alternative candidates in Nagelsmann include Luis Enrique, Robert Zerbi, Marco Silva, Steve Cooper, Thomas Frank, Sergio Conceição, Oliver Glanzer, and Angel Posteguillo. That's according to Sammy Mokabel. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Many managers in there. We'll probably get Steve Cooper, but who knows at this moment in time. Pochettino's return to Tottenham Hotspur is rated as doubtful, according to Sammy Mokball 81. Daniel Levy has already started trying to determine the chances of a successful interciting Nagelsmann to Tottenham, and there is some hope that the German is ready to listen to what Tottenham Hotspur have to offer. So that's looking excited. If Tottenham have or do want to sign Nagelsmann, Daniel Levy's on board with it. So come on, you Spurs. Hopefully, you guys can join us for more live streams. Sorry, mate, we're just about to shut because I just thought I have some new guests on today that I just haven't had on. But Demetrius, I will have you on next time, guaranteed. 100% I'll have you on next time. Thanks so much all for watching. Make sure you subscribe. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. How many are we on now? Let's have a look. How many Spurs have on? We're 939 subscribers. Guys, smash that subscribe button. Just comment something afterwards. Comment the last time you saw Tottenham Hotspur, win a game. Let's just say like that. Just comment down below that. And just help with the algorithm. It helps make the live go bigger. And nothing much else to add. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, Conte and Levy. Oh wow, I was about to say Conte's building an army, not a team, but it's not Conte. Well, yeah. Tottenham Hotspur. I need to find a new slogan. Please, someone help me. Please.